Are you ready? Are you ready for the thrill of victory? Are you ready to taste victory? Are you ready to take your sports betting to a whole new level? Sit up, put your feet on the floor, because we have work to do. Welcome to the grind. Welcome to Cappers Nation, your weekly all things sports betting show. Tune in live every Thursday at 8 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern. Let us make you a more successful sports bettor.
Good morning, everybody. Cappers Nation Live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad to have everybody here bright and early in the morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Not our normal time, but we are live. We are here. Going to do the show anyways. Kip, good morning. Jerry, good morning. Shane, good morning. Mark, Neverez, Greg, Tar Heel, Tim in the house. Good morning, everybody. Figured we'd start with the list, go backwards then up, because premium plays need something backwards today after a shit day yesterday on premium plays. Congratulations, everybody, on my personal play game of the week yesterday. Nice big win there. Villanova laying the 4.5 or 4, depending on where you got it. Winning by like 20, I think it was. But again, congratulations, everybody there. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Going to be a short day today. We are driving back from the Phoenix area to Las Vegas. As soon as the live show is done, we'll start our trip back home. But we'll be live tomorrow. Hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second, folks. All right, we're back. Joe says he likes his time slot and the ones on the water. Well, it's a little early. It's a little early, but for a weekday live show, but it's not bad. Killer K in the house. Hitting the weights and listening to me. Hopefully we pump you up. Jeff in the house up in Canada. Welcome, Jeff. Welcome, everybody. Gonna get this show on the road. Don't expect too big of a crowd this early in the morning on a non-scheduled time slot. For everybody that doesn't know, we'll be live 2 times a week starting at one point next week. Not sure of the exact day, but we will start going live 2 times a day, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, and then later in the day as well for a second live show. So we'll start doing that later next week until the end of the tournament, which will be a great time. Tournament's going to be a lot of fun, folks. A lot of fun. College hoops shaping up. My play's getting hot when it comes to college hoops, and we're going to keep it there today, that's for sure, and turn around those premium plays for all of our great premium play clients and myself, because they should not be costing us money like they did yesterday, that's for sure. Give me 1 second, folks. Just getting everything up and running on the system here. And then we're going to start our game day breakdowns. We'll jump right into them. See how many we can get done in the next 40 or so minutes. But again, glad to have everybody tuning in. Jerry, any plans for March Madness? Well, we'll have our big March Madness guaranteed package that we do every year, which is off the hook. That's one that people don't want to miss out on. Also, we're going to do something the big week. I'm not sure if it's going to be Friday the 20th or Saturday the 21st of March in Vegas. Jerry, you'll be hitting up Green Valley Ranch. We're actually going to be stopping there well, it's actually out of the way to go home, but wife wants to go have the oyster bar. and get the house roast there. So we're gonna go into town there for lunch and then head back to the house. But yeah, we're gonna be doing something. I'm not sure exactly where just yet. If it'll be at Mandalay or Caesars or the Westgate somewhere. What we're gonna do something either on the 20th of March or the 21st of March. I'll get a little VIP viewing room or something. We got a bunch of clients coming into town. So if you're gonna be in town over that weekend, save that date, and then I'll be sending out an email to everybody. You'll be in Vegas. Perfect. Excellent. Excellent. We'll definitely have a good time, that's for sure. I'll be there obviously for the entire thing, so not just that event, but I'll also be available to have a beer and whatnot throughout the entire tournament. All right, so getting everything up and running. I'm opening up all the windows that are necessary to get this sucker on the road for us. And gonna have some fun, that's for sure. All right, so recap of yesterday. We'll make it short and sweet for the recap of yesterday. Premium plays, they sucked. Already did the full recap during the daily free play video, but premium plays yesterday, putting up the big bad day yesterday, real bad day yesterday. Auburn shit in the bed, which ended up being a personal play of mine as well. Syracuse, Louisville under the total. We all gave you guys all that during the live show. Unfortunately, that one went 10 points over the total. SMU putting up a donut yesterday and getting beat by Tulane. Duke getting upset by NC State. A bad day around, no doubt about it, whichever way you looked yesterday for premium plays. But hey, they'll have a nice big bounce back for everybody today. As always, we always take care of our clients when it comes to our premium plays or my personal plays. So rest assured, no need to worry. Everybody will be taken care of. My game of the week yesterday, Villanova laying the 4.5. Congratulations to everybody there. That was a nice big win for everybody. Congratulations. Personal plays yesterday, 2 in 1 day. As I said, the only one that I dropped was the Auburn game. Auburn laying 3.5 against DePaul. Absolutely ice cold, ice cold from out deep. They couldn't make one if you gave it to them. But bounce back with South Dakota State on the money line. Nice big win there. As well as Boise State laying the 10 against San Jose State. Easy winner there. So 2 in 1 day on my personal plays, plus the game of the week. Nice big win for everybody on my plays. If you're not on them, you might want to consider getting on them. 3 days, $99. We've been pretty consistent, and we're going to keep it hot all the way through the weekend and the tournament. Other than that, there's your recap. We're going to keep things rolling today, and then going to get this show back in Vegas starting tomorrow morning. We'll be live again tomorrow morning, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. But I'm not going to lie, the hour time difference in Arizona is kind of nice. It's actually kind of nice. Gives me an extra hour to sleep in every day. That was a nice thing. That was a nice thing. So, but anyways, live show will be back live tomorrow, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, the normal time. Joe says we'll be going this year early on Thursday, Friday for the first round with games starting at noon. You'll be in Vegas. Fantastic. We'll have to do something. Maybe if everybody's going to be there Friday, we'll make sure that we do something on Friday. I know Shapendi's going to be there Friday and going home Saturday. So we'll see what we can do. All right, first game day breakdown that we're going to do. One of the big marquee matchups of the evening tonight on Fox Sports 1, Michigan State, Nebraska. We're going to break down this game for everybody. The only thing that I'm waiting for to pop up is the live odds. Will I be live this early? Yeah, we'll be live long before the games start. Anytime games are starting early, it'll be a Saturday and Sunday schedule, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. It'll be a 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific schedule during the tournament when games are starting early, and then we'll also go live 2 times a day, just like we're going to be starting next week. So rest assured, everybody will have plenty of Cappers Nation live during the tournament. That is for sure. For sure. All right, so let's take a look, guys. Michigan State, Nebraska. If you guys are looking for it, got to go a little down the list. 647, 648 to find this game, guys. Michigan State opened up as an 11.5-point favorite. The line is up to 12 and moving. The Westgate at 12, DraftKings at 12, 5 Dimes at 12.5. Same thing with Caesars and Station Bovada coming in high at 13 as well. Total opened up at 153, and it's all over the board. Opening up at 153, 5 Dimes and DraftKings, Bovada, Caesars, all 153.5, and then there's the Westgate, the lonely Westgate at 151 over and under. There's an interesting number. But let's take a look at the Spartans, guys. Tom Izzo and his program, guys. Big Ten Conference play, 9-6 on the year. They are coming off a loss to Maryland, losing 67-60. They find themselves 17-9 on the year, 12 games above 500, and they've lost 4 out of their last 5 games in conference play against Wisconsin, Penn State. I almost said Wisconsin. Wisconsin, Penn State, Michigan, because I had Michigan on my mind, and Maryland. They did have that big win, a 1-point road victory over the Fighting Illini that they barely escaped. Taking a look at Nebraska. When you take a look at Nebraska, you see a lot of red. You see, I see, we all see a lot of red in Nebraska, guys. 7-18 on the year, 2-12 in conference play, and they have lost, 10 straight games. 10 straight games just about by everybody. Tom, good morning. Taking a look at both programs. Taking a look at the Spartans, guys, hitting 51.6% from the field, 34.2% from out deep, converting 51.8% of all their 2-point plays, as well as 76%. Actually, it's 75.2% all year long, and 76.2% from the charity stripe in conference play. Taking a look at Nebraska, guys. What can we say about them? Other than they can't shoot the ball, and that's probably a big reason why they can't win. You can't put the ball in the hoop, you're not going to win. All right? Nebraska, 48.2% from the field, 47.5% in conference play, hitting 32.7% of all their 3-point attempts, 47% of all their 2-point plays, 60% from the charity stripe, an absolute horrendous number. Billy DeCap 88, good morning. Thanks for joining us. 2 foul participation advantage for Michigan State. Nebraska in it 25.6% of the time. Michigan State 2.5% height advantage. No real height. Actually, it's about a half-inch height advantage on average per player. Both go to the bench for roughly 30% of the total minutes. As far as this one goes, for me, I don't have a play on this one. Didn't make premium plays, didn't make my personal plays, but as far as this one goes, Bo King, what's going on? As far as this one goes, lean on Michigan State. Definitely lean on Michigan State. The line on this one is definitely increasing. You already find it. Let me pop that line back up on this game. It's already up to 12. It's already up a half a point. And I would not be surprised to see this one hit 14 before the night's done. I would not be surprised to see this one hit 14. As far as the total, the over and under 153.5 is where it's sitting currently. As far as that one goes, one thing that you got to take a look at is both of these teams very fast-paced. Nebraska, 15.4 seconds on average per possession, 2 seconds faster. Adrian, what's going on, man? Michigan State 16.4, a second faster than the Division I average. Both of these fast-paced, up and down the court teams. Michigan State can put up the numbers. No different with Nebraska being in the 2 foul participation for 25% of the time. That should add some extra easy baskets. I think we get close to the number. I think the number is correct. I think it will definitely be a high-scoring game. A more of a high-scoring game than Michigan State fans or backers or bettors are used to betting on. That's why a lot of people will jump on the under. But if you take a look at some of their games like they've played against Western Michigan where they've blown out teams, or Eastern Michigan, Northwestern, heck, even in their first meeting against Michigan when it was 87-69, I think they get close to that 153 number today. However, to me, it's a no bet on the total. So as far as the total goes, No play on the total for me today. Guys, give me 1 second. I got to plug in my the iPad in the back of the computer. That way this cord will reach. So give me 1 second, folks. All right, we're back. So there's that one. We're going to try and roll through some of these breakdowns for everybody. That way we can try and get as much quality content packed in a quick little 45-minute show as we can. Because, as I said, we're going to be traveling back from, we're in Phoenix now. We're going to be back in Vegas later on this afternoon. So as soon as we're done with the live show, we're out. We're on the road. Ruben, most definitely bright and early today. That way we can hit the road and get to the Oyster Bar for lunch. All right, so next game day breakdown that we're going to do. We're going to touch the Ohio State and Iowa game. This should be an interesting game there at the Carver Hawkeye Arena. Huge home court advantage for Iowa. I can't talk this morning. For Iowa when they play at home. Game 623, 624, guys. Line opened up. Ohio State catching 2.5. Iowa laying the 2.5 at home, guys. Total opened up at 144.5. I see anywhere from 144 to 144.5, depending on where you're betting. And speaking of betting and seeing where the lines are and all of that good stuff, if you guys want to have access to 100% live real-time odds, NBA, college basketball, it doesn't matter. NHL, Major League Baseball here very shortly. If you want to have access to live real-time odds, just head to our website, cappersdirect.com, click on that odds tab, and you get them absolutely free. Okay? Get them absolutely free, guys. These are live real-time odds. Nobody in this industry, not even Vegas Insider Don Best, are providing you guys free real-time odds. All right, we're paying the hefty price to be able to bring them to you guys for free, direct from Scientific Gaming themselves. So make sure you guys get on board and go over there and start using those live odds. The more people that use them, the more refreshes that they get, the more likely they will keep them for free for you guys. So make sure you guys go over there and start using them. And as far as the ease of use, it views a hell of a lot better than Don Best Odd Shark phone, especially on a cell phone. An absolute killer layout. Keith Davis says, everyone, please hit the thumbs up for Kyle. Definitely appreciate that. If you haven't already done so, do us a huge favor. Give us a big thumbs up in the video. Let us know you appreciate all the hard work that we do to bring you guys the free winning plays 7 days a week, 365 days a year. The live shows 7 days a week, which will be going to a 2-time-a-day time slot or schedule and time slots to be determined for the second show later next week. But if you appreciate all that hard work, do us a favor. Give us a big thumbs up. And let us know you appreciate all the hard work. It definitely helps us out, get our video trending on YouTube and trending in the right direction. And again, as I always tell you guys, the bigger we're able to make this show, the more we'll absolutely do for you guys. So if you haven't already done so, take 1 second out of your day and hit that subscribe button. All right, subscribe. Maybe I'll go live later on this evening from one of the sports books. Who knows? I want to start doing more of that where we go live from the book, even if it's just for 10 or 15 minutes, even if it's live from on my Twitter account. I want to start doing more interactive live things for you guys, to detail the fun that we get to have being here in Vegas. So make sure you guys follow me on Twitter as well at CapNationKyle. I'll post a direct link to there because maybe I'll go live on Twitter a little bit later today as well. Nevertheless, how far is the drive? It's about 4.5 hours, depending on how you drive. I got the little one with me, so obviously I'm not going to be doing a $110 with the wife and the little one with me in the BMW. So we'll see. Thanks, Keith. I do appreciate that. Keith says it's a wonderful service you provide, and it's it was my idea to do it. It's definitely not me footing the bill. It's the company. But having access to live real-time odds is a game changer for beating line movements and determining when you should be betting. And if you guys don't pay attention to it, you probably should. It'll definitely help out your sports betting, that's for sure. So daily free play video went up on this one. Daily free play video went up a little bit late in the day. And sorry, I was reading a comment. Somebody disagrees with our daily free play. And but anyways, we could care less. Somebody disagrees. All I know is I know where I'm going to be betting. But anyways, next game day breakdown, guys. Coming your guys' way, Ohio State and Iowa. Again, taking a look at the line on this one. Iowa laying 2.5, guys, at the Carver Hawkeye Arena. Let's start with home court advantage. 4.1 score, the 13th toughest place to play in Division I. It's the 28th largest. It holds 15,056 fans. It will definitely be a tough place to play. And while we're already talking about the Hawkeyes, guys, Fran McCaffrey and his Big Ten program, they're 9-6 in conference play, looking to end their season and their conference play on a high note. They've got 5 games left. Today starts Ohio State. After that, they get Michigan State, Penn State, Purdue, and the Fighting Illini to end the season on the road. So they definitely have a very tough final 5 games. They're coming off a win against Minnesota, beating them 58-55. If you guys remember on Sunday, they outdistanced Minnesota on the road. After 2 games on the road, losing to Indiana, beating Minnesota, they find themselves at home before going on the road against Michigan State on Tuesday of next week. So big times coming up, guys. They've won 3 out of their last 5 games. They've won 2 out of their last 3. Taking a look at Ohio State, guys, the Buckeyes, Chris Holtmann and his Big Ten Conference play, 7-7 for his team. They have won 5 out of their last 6 games. They have completely turned their program around. That end of December to the end of January was a very, very, very tough time for Ohio State, losing 6 out of their 7 games. Since then, they've rattled off 5 out of their last 6, 2 straight with wins over Northwestern, Indiana, Michigan, who they beat on the road, Rutgers and Purdue both at home, guys. And you have to remember, when they play at the Value City Arena, they definitely have a huge home court advantage. However, they're traveling on the road, guys, and you have to take a look at Ohio State. And if you guys remember, on Saturday we broke down the game against Purdue, and we talked about how, they play exceptional at home. They've got a couple losses at home, but what can Ohio State do on the road? We all know that Iowa, is an exceptional team at home. I mean, heck, they've only lost 1 game at home all year, and it was against DePaul back on November 11th. It was actually their second game of the season, their second home game. Since then, they're undefeated at home, and that home court advantage for the Hawkeyes is 100% real. Taking a look at Ohio State, guys, with their winning 5 out of their last 7 games, 5 out of their last 6 games, what can they do on the road? Well, they lost their last road game to Wisconsin, losing 70-57. Okay, that's a team that Iowa was able to beat. Iowa was able to beat at home. They beat them by 6. Okay, they've already beat. They already beat Wisconsin once this year. Taking a look more into Ohio State and what they do on the road. They were able to beat Michigan on the road. Very tough game there. They did beat them by 3. They had a big win over Northwestern, beating them by 12. They lost to Penn State, Indiana, Maryland on the road. They split out a couple neutral site games, losing to West Virginia. However, they beat Kentucky on a neutral site game. They lost to Minnesota. They lost to North Carolina on the road, and that was actually their first true road game. So this is not a road team in Ohio State that plays exceptionally well on the road. They struggle on the road. However, they have won 2 out of their last 3 games, but one quality win against Michigan, the other was against Northwestern, and just the fact that them losing against Wisconsin just 11 days ago would definitely leave a bad taste in my mouth. So as far as this one goes, first of all, when you're comparing numbers, there's a lot of green when it comes to both of these teams on offense. A lot of green. All right. However, when it comes to offense, is there a real advantage between both programs? I'm gonna say it's fairly even. Although Ohio State definitely shoots the 3 ball a little bit better, Iowa has that offensive rebounding, which is just a couple percent more. Not much of a difference when it comes to offense. But where the big thing is decided is on defense. And most notably, Ohio State's defense is, definitely has the edge. Definitely, holding teams to 40 of all their 2-point plays, holding teams to 33.3% shooting all year long. However, in conference play, it's where Ohio State struggled. They padded their numbers early in the season with, wins over Cincinnati, UMass Lowell, Stetson, Purdue, Fort Wayne, Kent State, Morgan State, the Southeast Missouri State. That's where they padded their number. When they ran into competition, in their own conference in the Big Ten, that's when we've seen those defensive numbers start to shift. However, they've been riding that success early on in the season to pad their numbers, which has a lot of people mistaken on the Ohio State program. But there's no denying they turned around their program. They struggled in the first part of January, nearly to the end. But the fact is, they still struggle on the road. That's the one thing that I don't like about them. They hit 53.1% from the field. That's Ohio State we're talking about, converting just under 31% of all their offensive rebounds, 38% three-point shooting, exceptional three-point shooting team, number 12 in the entire country, and number 1 in the Big Ten Conference at shooting the three ball, hitting 37.3% in conference play. They convert 50% of all their 2-point plays. They're a 73% free throw shooting team. Conference play, it's even better, up to 74.5%. Turnovers a little on the high side, 19.9% compared to the Iowa at the 17.1% of Iowa, who hits 51.6% from the field. They convert just under 35% of all their three-point attempts, 51.2% of all those jump shots, layups, and dunks, and they're in conference play a 76.7% free throw shooting team, number 2 in all of the Big Ten when it comes to free throw shooting. 2 foul participation, both participate fairly even neck and neck, no real advantage on the low side, 11% for Iowa, 15% for Ohio State. Height advantage, there's about an inch full height advantage on average for every player on Ohio guys. When it goes to the bench, both teams coming off the bench for roughly 30% of their total minutes. Both rely on 20% exactly for their total points to come from the free throw line. Both are relying on over 30% to come from out deep. However, Ohio State comes in at the lead with the 36.5% that they rely on the three ball for all their total points. And the one thing that you got to take a look at is the defense. Can the defense of Iowa stop Ohio State from knocking down the threes? They're holding teams to 33.5% shooting. That's not a good stat. That's definitely not a good stat. When it comes to defense, as we said earlier, Ohio State definitely leading the charge. Taking a look at both programs, diving in just a tad bit more, I always want to say it's about what a team is doing right now, not about what they did a month ago or a month and a half ago, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. As far as these two programs go, both of them quality programs. Iowa 18-8, 9-6 in conference play. You've got Ohio State 7-7 in conference play, 17-8 on the year. As far as these programs go, it's about what you're doing now. Obviously, Ohio State, they've struggled on the road. However, they've won 2 out of their last 3 games on the road. They've won 5 out of the last 6 games. Chris Holtmann and his program are absolutely rolling, and they're rolling in the moment. And that's one thing that I like. So as far as that one goes, I think the 2.5 is priced about right. However, I think they keep it close. I think this is an extremely close game. I think it's a very tough battle. I think the 2.5 points is enough to keep it to keep Ohio State in covering range. They may not necessarily get the win. They may end up losing by a bucket or a single point, or that free throw at the very end of the game. But as far as everything else, I definitely lean towards Ohio State plus the 2.5. Hold on one second, guys. Hello. Okay, sorry about that. Oliver, good morning. Jeff, good morning. StatQuap, good morning. Nervous squat 51-50 was still nervous when we were up by 20. That's understandable. That's understandable. Alrighty. So, again, back to that one. As far as everything, Ohio State plus a 2.5. Joe Jet, do you have a Pluto on your TV? They televise all the Big Sky and Summit college basketball games. I know a lot of the plays come from those conferences. I don't know if I have channel Pluto on my TV, but I have every single sports package that DirecTV offers. So just about every game in the world I have. Alrighty, so going to be moving along because we can't be live for too much longer. So we're going to try and squeeze in a couple more breakdowns for everybody. Let's see here. Next one up on the list, UConn at Temple. Good old Connecticut at Temple, guys. This one will be a 7 p.m. Eastern time on ESPN2. Marquee matchup for everybody here. We all know how UConn plays at home exceptionally well. They opened up as a 1-point favorite. They are on the road today. They're not playing in their own home arena. They are on the road today, guys. This one here, if you're looking for the game number, if I could ever find it, there it is, game 627, 628. They opened up as a 1-point favorite, and it's completely flip-flopped. They are now catching a point on the road. Total opened up at 136. It's down a full 2 points in this game. Hold on one second, folks. As far as Frederick goes, he was before the live show. I haven't checked since, but before the live show, he was listed as a game time decision. And I told his return was most definitely likely, so he should be in there. That's why it's only a lean on Ohio State plus a 2.5. But as far as I was told, he's supposed to be returning, and more than likely he will be returning. But obviously they'll keep it as the GTD, the game time decision, to try and keep everybody off. Exactly, as Jeff said, it's Fran being Fran. I would too. I'd use it towards my advantage too, most definitely. All right, so Connecticut guys, a 1-point dog. Although they are a 1.5-point dog at the D Casino. The D Casino actually has Temple laying 1.5. Total opened up at 136. I see it as low as 133.5 at the D Casino, 134 at 5 dimes, 136.5 still at the Westgate. But that Westgate number is a little confusing. Got to remember, it's only 7 o'clock in Vegas, so that number will change in an hour and 40 minutes at the Westgate when they start re-updating things. UConn guys, 14-11 on the year for the Huskies guys. Dan Hurley and his program, they find themselves 5-7 in conference play. They've won 3 out of their last 4 games with big wins over Tulsa, Cincinnati, who they beat in overtime at home, 72-71, as well as a big win over Memphis at home, 64-61. They did lose their road game against SMU. They lost by 4 by a high-flying, high-scoring SMU team who shit the bed on us yesterday as well. You know, UConn guys, they've got 6 games to finish out their season against today Temple on the road. Then they get 2 home games back, South Florida and UCF. They go on the road for an East Carolina game. They get Houston at home, and then they go on the road against Tulane. And there's, you know, the home court advantage at Gampel Pavilion is no joke. You know, unfortunately for them, they're on the road. Can UConn win on the road? Well, they did just lose their last game to SMU. They beat Tulsa on the road. Other than that, this team absolutely struggles on the road. They have one, and I say again, one road win all year long. Taking a look at guys at Temple, 13-2 on the year against 13-2 on the year. 5-7 in conference play. They're coming off a non-conference loss to Villanova on Sunday, losing by 20 points, 76-56 on Sunday. Before that, they had 2 conference wins against SMU and Tulane. SMU, they took them to overtime to get the job done, and they did beat East Carolina as well. So they've won 3 out of their last 4 conference games, believe it or not. Here they are, 5-7. They've got 6 games remaining. Home court advantage at the Liacouras Center. It holds 10,206 fans. Home court advantage of 3.3, which makes it the 135th toughest place to play in all of Division I. As far as that one goes, home court advantage, you're going to give them a point and a half for the fact that they're playing at home. Put this on a neutral site game, and it's probably a pick 'em. Taking a look at how both programs shoot, a lot of red for both programs. UConn, 47% from the field. Conference play, it's even worse, 44%. 32.7% from out deep, 30% in conference play. They're hitting 45.8% of all their 2-point plays, every jump shot, layup, and dunk. It's down to 43.5% in conference play. The one thing UConn does exceptionally well, the 2 things, free throw shooting, which they're hitting 74%, and offensive rebounds. 34.5% of all the rebounds are offensive rebounds. An excellent offensive rebounding team, the Huskies are. Taking a look at Temple, they hit 46.6% from the field, 32.2% of all those 2-point plays, 32.2% of all those 3-point attempts, 45.5% of all those 2-point plays. That number's down under 45%, a tad bit in conference play, and they're a 68% free throw shooting team. 2 foul participation. Both participate, 22% for Temple, 24% for UConn. Height advantage, no real height advantage. Both go to the bench for over 30%. More so for UConn going to the bench for over 37% of their total minutes. Both relying on the free throw for nearly 20% of their total points. And there's definitely a much better free throw shooting team in UConn. Both relying on the 3 ball for 30%. Both shoot it roughly the same. When it comes to offense, both of these numbers are a tad bit similar. However, UConn definitely has the edge when it comes to free throw shooting and offensive rebounds, and rebounds as a whole. Turnover percentage, both turn the ball over a lot. When it comes to defense, UConn comes in with a very, very, very minuscule advantage. Both teams, when they come into defense, both teams, very similar numbers, very comparable numbers as well when it comes to both teams on defense. I think this game is going to be a very close one. I don't have $1 on it. It did not make my personal plays. I thought there was some more low dangling fruit than what was out there. But as far as this one goes, I like the new dog here. I liked Connecticut. I was leaning towards Connecticut when they were laying 1. The fact that they're actually plus 1.5 right now has me liking them even more. As far as that one goes, I do lean towards UConn plus the 1.5. Plus the 1.5 on this one, guys. And as far as the total goes, I think the 133.5 that it's at the D Casino is a very interesting number. I think it gets very close to that. I think it will be decided by a bucket or 2 when it comes down to that. It could definitely stay under, so no opinion when it comes to the total on this one. But as far as the lean goes, I do like UConn plus the 1.5 at the D Casino right now. Excuse me. Ryan says, can we break down the Oregon and Arizona State game? Yes, we can. We'll jump into that one right now. Alrighty, let's see here. Let me get all of that one up and running for your 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 Pacific game. And again, if you're new to our YouTube channel, I know we don't have the bigger crowd that we normally do, but we are live an hour and a half earlier than normal. Actually, well earlier than normal. 2.5 hours earlier than normal. So if you're new to the YouTube channel, which you're probably not, if you're here, you're watching because you're normally here. But if you're one of the people that are new to our channel, take 1 second out of your day, hit that subscribe button right down below. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Then when you're done with that, do us a huge favor. Give us a big thumbs up in the video. Let us know you appreciate all the hard work that we do to bring you guys the free content 7 days a week, 365 days a year, bringing you guys the juice. Henry, what's going on? Oliver, what's going on? Oliver says, I'll take Temple money line. All right, so next game that we're going to be doing, 8 p.m. Eastern time, Oregon State at Arizona. Game 6:33, 6:34. Revenge game for the Wildcats, guys, opening up as a 10.5 point favorite. That line is all the way up to 11. Total opened up at 140. It's down to 139. 139.5 in a couple spots as well. For everybody that doesn't know, Oregon State already beat Arizona. They beat them on their own home court, 82-65. Absolutely pummeled them back on January 12th at the Gill Coliseum. Here we are, guys. The Wildcats 18-7 on the year, 8-4 in conference play. They've won 5 out of their last 6 games, with their only loss coming by way of UCLA. And they've won 2 straight. Definitely at the McHale Memorial Center, guys. They get a nice little 3.5 home court advantage. It's the 34th largest place to play, 14,655 screaming fans. Definitely looking for some revenge factor against Oregon State, who's 15-10 on the year, 5-8 in conference play, who's won 3 out of their last 4, and coming off a demolishing loss to Colorado where they lost 69-47. Taking a look at both programs, there's not much on offense that Oregon State doesn't do well, except offensive rebounds and 3-point attempts. All right, 26.5% of all the rebounds are offensive rebounds. Arizona coming in over 30.5% when it comes to there. Oregon State hitting 51.1% from the field, 31.1% from out deep, which number is even lower in conference play. Oregon State's hitting just 26%. They're dead last in the Pac-12. All right, converting 51.8% of all their 2-point attempts, every jump shot, layup, and dunk. However, in conference play, Oregon State, the number one free throw shooting team in all of the Pac-12, hitting 77%. Arizona, guys, they hit 51.7% from the field. Turnover numbers extremely low for both teams, 16.1% for Arizona, 16.5% for Oregon. As we said, Arizona, an excellent offensive rebounding team at just under 31%. They convert 35% of all their 3-ball attempts. They're converting 51.2% of all their 2-point plays. And they're a quality free throw shooting team at just under 74%. When it comes to the 2-foul participation, Arizona does participate 20% of the time, 9.2% of the time for Oregon State. When it comes to the height advantage, no real height advantage. Everything's roughly the same. Oregon State going to the bench for over 24% of their total minutes played by bench personnel. Arizona, 31. Both of these two teams rely on that free throw for a lot of points per game. 22% of the total points by Oregon State on average are from the charity stripe, 21% for Arizona. When it comes to both of these teams, and after you're done comparing them and you dive a little more in depth, strength of schedule, et cetera, how each teams have done, what are they doing now? Arizona had a bad little stretch between December 7th and January 12th. They lost 5 out of 7 games. Since then, they have bounced back. They've only had 2 losses. Arizona State was one of them, and UCLA was the other. They've actually won, 7 out of their last 9 games since snapping their little losing streak on January 12th. They've won 5 out of their last 6, and they're definitely looking to make it 3 straight and 6 out of their last 7, 8 out of their last 8 out of their last 10 as well, with a big win today against Oregon State. I think they get the big win. The 11 didn't scare me. I know this one's going to be going higher. I was on the very, very, very fence at putting this one on as one of my personal plays. I did not put it on as a personal play. The line opening up at 10.5. It's now 11. I've got a feeling that there'll be some good money coming in on Arizona, and I would not be surprised to see this one at 11.5, 12, possibly even higher later in the day on this one, because it is an 8 p.m. Eastern time game. So as far as this one goes, I do lean towards Arizona laying the 11. However, I didn't like it enough to want to make it a personal play of mine. If it was a tad bit lower as a revenge game, possibly. But the fact that, Arizona's actually struggled against some teams in the Pac-12. They've already lost to them. Stanford is always a quality opponent. On the road, they beat them by 9. But back at home, they just lost, their last... Arizona losing their last home game to UCLA by 13. They did beat USC at home, but they beat them by 5. So they've had some tough tasks at home as of late, and it's about what you're doing now. So I think Arizona gets the job done, but I think it's going to be extremely close. So close to that number 11. So that's why it's only a lean on Arizona laying 11. Eddie Sports Money says, "What's up, Kyle? The new time threw me off." Well, this is just a one-time deal. I'm headed back to Vegas as soon as I'm done with the live show here in just a few minutes. As soon as we're done with the live show, I'll be headed back to Vegas. Bo King, do you ever give out a parlay? Occasionally, but I'm not a big parlay fan. Not a big parlay fan. Thank you, Ryan. Ryan says he announced on YouTube that he was starting early. Posted on the YouTube community page, posted on my Twitter. I also announced it during the live show yesterday. That would be going live as well earlier. So give out leans on the Michigan State game, the Ohio State, Iowa game, the UConn game, and the Arizona game. Gonna bring in another one, throw people for a curveball. The Hofstra and Drexel game is what we're gonna break down next, and see what we can do there. So I'll hang tight while I get everything else up and running for the next game day breakdown. Another 7 p.m. Eastern time game for everybody. Game 6-17, 6-18. Hofstra opening up as a 4.5-point favorite. That line is down 0.5 point from where it opened, sitting at 4. Total opened up at 145. It's hovering around there. Caesars has it at 144.5. They're the only one that's different. Hofstra, guys, 20-7 on the year coming out of the Colonial Athletic Association. Say that 3 times fast. Colonial Athletic Association. There's a tongue twister for you. Conference play, 11-3 on the year. 11-3 on the year. They're riding a 6-game win streak, already beating Drexel, who they're going to play today on the road. They beat them on their own home court, 72-59, beat them by 13. They beat Elon. They beat William and Mary, Northeastern, Charleston, and UNC Wilmington most recently on Saturday, beating them 78-64 at home. First of all, take a look. How does Hofstra play on the road? Well, they're riding, what is it, a 2-game win streak on the road, beating both Elon and William and Mary. They beat William and Mary by 23. They beat Elon by 23 as well. They did lose to Charleston at home by 2 points before that. They had a lot of away wins, beating UNC Wilmington, Northeastern, Towson, James Madison, as well as Princeton on the road. So this is definitely a team, that plays well away from the Max Sports Complex, which has 0 home court advantage whatsoever. Taking a look at Drexel and the dumpster fire over there, they've lost 3 out of their last 6 games, 6 out of their last 7 games, which gets them to 6-8 on the year in conference play, 13-14 for the Dragons out of Philadelphia, guys. Losing to Northeastern, Hofstra, Delaware, Towson, William and Mary, and Elon. The only win matched in the middle there was James Madison, which was an 11-point victory at home. Take a look at the home court advantage, guys. The Deskalakis Athletic Center, I can't even pronounce where they play, holds 2,532 fans. No home court advantage, none whatsoever. So the line is what it is, and we're not going to give a home court advantage for them playing at home. Hofstra laying 4. Taking a look at both programs, you're going to see some offensive numbers from Hofstra that are all in the green. One aspect that they can definitely pick it up at would be offensive rebounds. But then again, they're not the biggest team when it comes to their player size. They hit 51% from the field, 35% from out deep. That number is even bigger in conference play, 37.5% when they're playing in conference play, the Colonial Athletic Association conference play. And again, 50.2% of all their 2-point plays, every jump shot, layup, and dunk, that number's up to 53.5%. And shooting just under 78% from the charity stripe all year long. Hofstra, the 9th best free throw shooting team in all of Division I, Drexel coming in hitting just 50.5% from the field. Exceptional three-ball shooting team, hitting over 36.5%. They struggle down low, hitting just 48%. And they can knock down a free throw, hitting just under 74% in conference play. 2-foul participation, very neck and neck, 16.7% for Drexel, 19% for Hofstra, so no real advantage one way or another there. May equal a few extra points, but not a big deal with it only being at the 16 and 19 percentile. Height advantage, over an inch height advantage on average for everybody coming out of Drexel. Drexel going to the bench for over 26%. Hofstra staying with their starting five for much of the game, only going to the bench for 15.5% of their total minutes. Tom says, early risers, don't forget the thumbs up. Yes, we definitely appreciate the thumbs up. Over 72 people waking up and tuning in. So we definitely appreciate when you guys do hit the thumbs up button. It definitely helps us out and get the videos trending on YouTube. So if you haven't already done so, hit that thumbs up button. And again, if you are new to our channel, if you are new to our YouTube channel, do yourself a huge favor and hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button right now. Hit that subscribe button. That way you get notified each and every single time when we go live. We'll be live again tomorrow, back at our normal time slot, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, back to our normal time spot. As soon as I'm back in Vegas tomorrow, we'll be back live again. And again, if you don't follow me on Twitter, listen to Saga215 says, good morning, new viewer. Thank you. I appreciate that. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. That way you get notified every single time we go live. We go live 7 days a week. Today was a little earlier day because I got to hit the road, and we'll be traveling back home to Vegas, taking the show back home to Vegas. So, hold on one second. So again, if you don't follow me on Twitter, you should probably follow me on Twitter as well. I'm going to try and go live over the course of the weekend on Twitter a little bit from the sports books. It's a little easier and do some fun stuff there. So make sure you guys hit the follow button on Twitter as well. I just posted a direct link. Remember, if you guys want to try us out, feel free to try us out. 3 days premium plays, 3 days personal plays, just $99. They've got bigger packages that are even cheaper long-term right on the website. Thank you, Brian. Yeah, definitely great pick with Villanova yesterday, and we're going to keep it up. Big guaranteed Saturday coming in just a couple days that you guys are not going to want to miss out on. Big guaranteed Saturday this weekend as well, just like last weekend. So, again, hold on one second. All right, so free play for everybody coming your guys' way. So make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button. Free play coming your guys' way. Let me get it up on the screen for everybody. There we go. Free personal play. We just broke down that game. Hofstra laying the 4 if I didn't already make it obvious. Free personal play. I'll get it up on the in the comment section as well. Oop, Hofstra -4 right there for everybody. So make sure you guys enjoy that one. We're going to have a good day today, so always bet responsibly, always bet within your means, don't do anything stupid. And as always, oh, Jimmy Hofstra, Ryan, love it. Thanks, Jeff, I do appreciate that. And again, guys, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already done so. My buddy Chase over at Chase Wins will be going live, he said, here in just a little bit. So make sure when he comes on live, you guys go check him out. Tell him I sent you and say hello. All right, give them a big Cappers Nation welcome. So enjoy your day, guys. I'm going to get out of here. We're going to get on the road back to Vegas, and you never know. Maybe you see me live from the sports book later today, dropping some cash. Take it easy, guys. We'll see you guys all tomorrow morning. Noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. Noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. Normal time slot tomorrow. Take it easy, guys and gals. And don't forget, we do have a free NBA play on our daily free play video. Don't miss out. Feel free to watch that video. Always give that video a thumbs up as well and drop a comment over there. Take it easy, guys, and we'll see you guys all